Hey everybody, it's Slow and Rusty. It's August 2010 and I'm doing an updated HD video. I just bought an inexpensive HD camera off eBay and I'm doing an updated video to replace my previous video from about 2 years ago. Gosh, is it that long? Yeah, it is. On my 1983 Datsun 280ZX Turbo. It's a 5-speed coupe car, as you can see. I've had this car 10 years now, and so certainly have seen it transformed over quite a long time. And I pretty much know every nut and bolt in the car. It's just undergone a fairly extensive engine modification and aesthetics and suspension rebuild and update. The car isn't quite finished. It's probably 75% done. Specifically this video, I'll focus on some of the technical highlights on the car and try and get it all under 10 minutes so I can put it on YouTube. The walking to the front of the car, I think what everybody really notices is the front spoiler. It's I've been asked by a lot of folks online where I sourced the front spoiler. It came from Japan, as a matter of fact, from a company that used to specialize in these old Zs back in the 70s and 80s. They're now defunct, and I was able to get a couple of their last spoilers before they actually shut their doors, and I really forget the name of the company. If I do some research in my library downstairs, I'm sure I can dig it up, but I thought it was one of the best looking spoilers on a ZX. It's aggressive, but yet complements the lines of the stock body. I'm not a big fan of aggressive body kits and such, so I wanted a front spoiler that looked good and gave the car a little bit more of a standout appeal. So that's a front spoiler. When it came from Japan, it was actually broken in several pieces from shipping, and I actually repaired it here at home. I've done a lot of fiberglassing over the years and fairly comfortable doing fiberglass work, so I was able to put it back together. And I had my friend Matt at the body and fender shop here in Colorado Springs prime it and paint it for me, and then I had to make some mounting brackets to mount it to the car. It fits well, and it's actually just really mocked up for this video. It's been on and off the car a lot, and when the car's 100% done, then it'll go on. But you can see it fits well. It lines up well with all the body lines and everything else. Over here to the right is what I consider a custom carbon fiber hood. It doesn't look like a fiber hood, but it is. It was made for me by one of the members from Hybrids. He did a good job with it. It still needed a lot of refinishing when I got it, but it's an 11-pound hood compared to the stock hood, which is 35 pounds or thereabouts. And as you can see, it's super light to lift. I had the hood painted white, so it would not stand out like a lot of guys who have the black carbon fiber weave and the carbon fiber hoods. I wanted everything to look stock bodied on the car, but know that, you know, I do have a neat piece for the hood. I'm using Aero Catch hood latches on it, and again, it'll be mounted on the car when it's complete, hopefully soon. So I wanted to show you the carbon fiber hood. So it, like I said, looks great. Looks like a stock hood, but it again took a lot of refinishing and lots of time to give it that glossy look, and then I painted it, of course, a factory white color. So everything looks like it came from the factory. So turn to the car now. It's got a custom front mount intercooler, which I designed in AutoCAD. And I made an aluminum bracket that I had TIG welded for the oil cooler, which you see is right in front. It's got a thermostat for the oil as well, which you see to the left of the cooler. I'm running all dash 10 and 12 lines, and I make all my braided hoses here at home, running all Earls and Aeroquip aluminum lines, aluminum fittings, sorry. Car has H4 headlights. The radiator is a custom piece that again I made the brackets, but the radiator itself came from Dave from Arizona Z Car, and I'm running two 10-inch Flexolite electric fans on the radiator, which you can see right here. And I made the brackets to mount it to the radiator. It's thermostatically controlled. You can see the thermostatic sensor right here that goes into the radiator hose. The intercool piping is all 2.5 inch. Again, I made it all. I bought the aluminum piping off of eBay. It's got the new generation towel blow-off valve, which looks really neat, and the intake manifold, which you can see over here. Another piece that I had designed in AutoCAD in conjunction with another member from Hybrids, Jamie. He fabbed it, and but I did a lot of. This is my second custom intake manifold on this car. This one fits really well. Should work really well as well when it's all finished and the car's on the dyno. I'm running a BMW 735i 70mm throttle body, as you can see there. Junkyard throttle body that I got for whopping $8. Was able to adapt it to the car and to the manifold. I made all the linkage, or modified the linkage I should say, the stock linkage, to make it all work. And I had to make a custom, fabricated arm to connect the throttle body butterfly to the linkage on the car. The polished fuel rail was made by JSK Innovations. I did all the polishing on that, as I do all my polishing here. All the polished aluminum piping, valve cover, the oil cooler, intercooler, and the radiator. I've all done that here at home. Even polished the towel blow-off valve. I'm running a 38mm tile wastegate. We'll see how it runs. I may have to upgrade to a 46mm down the road, but for the time being it seems to be running quite well. And the turbo was made in collaboration with James Thagard, Speed Shop Thagard, who does a lot of work with Garrett, and it's a T3 T04 turbo, stage 5 wheels with 360-degree thrust bearings, stage 5, and should be plenty good for 450, even a bit more at the wheels. And I'm running a 3.5-inch downpipe that was handmade. You can see there's a bunch of bungs on there for O2 sensors and data logging and such. And I'm also running a full 3.5-inch handmade mandrel bent exhaust from the downpipe all the way back. I'm also running a Burns exhaust on the car, 3.5 inch as well, and a 4.5-inch tip. The car has a camshaft that was made by Webb. So it's not overly aggressive, but it certainly has quite a bit more lift than stock, a little bit more duration, but the lift is what I was looking for this turbo application. And the head has been, which you unfortunately can't see, has been beautifully ported and polished by Whitehead Performance out of Toronto, Canada. They did an amazing job with the head. A lot of hours went into the head, and it's really gonna wake up this motor. Easily, the head alone should really increase the throttle response and the airflow in the motor. These engines make really good power, especially when you've done a lot of head work to them, and so they build all the power in the head. So I really focused a lot on getting a good ported and polished head. The block is stock. It's a F54 block that is running forged 240Z 9mm rods, and also 4 JE pistons that I had custom made. They're 8-to-1 compression, and I'm running the diesel crank in my setup. So the car's displacement is about 3 liters. Incidentally, the head is a non-hydraulic P90, so it's a mechanical P90 head, by the way. What else can I show you? Aeromotive fuel pressure regulator, and it's got I mean, everything really works quite well in the car. The car doesn't have any air conditioning on it right now, and eventually I will be installing air conditioning on it.